Okay, so the first coordinate system that we'll perform is the absolute coordinate system. For absolute coordinate system, we will use the absolute coordinates, okay, given. Okay. Take note that when you make any object, you should first activate a drawing command. The very basic drawing command is the line command. Okay. For an object which has most straight lines, you use the line command. For curved lines object, you can use circle or arc. So for our letter E, okay, we have mostly straight lines, so we'll just use line command. Okay, to activate line command, we have this icon here. I can type line here. So in my case, I already click line. So it says here that I will specify first point, because when you make a line, you need at least 2 points to connect those points, and then you will now form a line. So in using the coordinates, absolute coordinate system, you just input the coordinates. So you don't need to move your mouse. Just input the coordinates after you click the line command. So I'll start. We have 4 and 1. By the way, I'll be starting at this portion here. Okay. Then the next point will be 11, comma 1. Okay. 11, comma 0. Then, sorry. If this happens, if you had a typo error, you can just undo. Okay. This will undo your last inputted values or your last command. So it was supposed to be 11, comma 0, but I accidentally typed 1, so that will be 11, comma 0. Then we have 12, comma 0, enter. 12, comma 3, enter. 11, comma 3, enter. 11 and 2, then we have 5 and 2, 5 and 5, 8 and 5, we have 8 and 4, we have 9 and 4, we have 9 and 7, 8 and 7, 8 and 6, 5 and 6, enter. 5 and 8, enter. 11 and 8, sorry, 11 and 8, enter. We have 11 and 7, enter. 12 and 7, enter. 12 and 10, then we have 11 and 10, sorry, that's 11 and 10, 11 and 9, we have 4 and 9, sorry, that's 4, comma 9, okay. The close here, or you just type C, allows you to connect your last point to your first point. Or if this green line or end point, okay, appears, you can just click here. So it's up to you. So in my case, I'll just click here. So the line now connects. So don't forget to press escape to escape the command. Okay, because we're done with our object. So escape. Okay. As you can see, there's no command here. So that means we're done with our drawing. Then let's color this one into a more recognizable color. Change that into blue, and we'll change the thickness of our line to 0.20, so it will become thicker for us to easily identify. No, let's choose 30. Sorry. Okay. In Autocad, we can make undos. Okay. It's like a trial and error. If you miss to type your desired values or your desired commands, you can just undo. Okay. That's good thing about computer aided drawing, because when you do this by hand, you will consume your erasers. Okay, so our line now becomes thicker. Okay, so this is for our absolute coordinate system. Our second coordinate system is the relative coordinate system, which we defined earlier, that the relative coordinate system is there is this at symbol at the beginning of the coordinates, which means that our origin is moving. Say we have 4 and 1 here, the next point should not be 11 and 1, because this will now serve as your origin. So that will now become how much? That will now become 11 minus 4, that is 7. And there is no y changes in our y-axis here, so that will be 7 and 0. Okay, so let's do it. So for the sake of comparison, I will not start at 4, 1, because I will not override this drawing. I will start at this point. So we ended here. This is 12 and 0 at this point. So we'll just count 2 units from this. So we'll have it 14 and 1. So let's type L, and we'll start at 14 and 1. Okay, point. Okay, we have it here. Then we'll use at symbol. We'll type at. Okay, since we are starting here, we'll be using the same dimensions. We have 11, the absolute coordinate. So that will be 11 minus 4, that is 7. And there is no changes in our y direction, that will be 7 and 0. Enter. Then this point now becomes our origin for the next line. So we have at. Okay, there is now a change in our y-axis, so our x is seated, that would be 0 and negative 1, because the value for the negative y, okay, it is downward, so that's negative 1. Then at going to the right, that is 0 for our, sorry, 1 for our x. Let's forget that. Enter. Then going upward, that is, okay, we have 3 units, so that will be at 0, 3. Then we have 1 unit here, that will be at negative 1 and 0. So we have going down, we have 3 minus 2, we have at 0, then we have negative 1, because it's going downward. Okay. Take note of the directions. So this is inner, we have 7, then this should be 6, that should be at, since it is going to the left, that is in the x, negative x, the position, so that will become negative 6, 0. And then we have here 5 and 2, so we have to subtract that one, that will become at 0. Then 3, that's in the positive direction, that's going upward. Then we have at. Sorry, I was supposed to click shift 2, but I click control. So that is at. That is going to the right. This should be 8 minus 5, that is 3, 0. Okay, then we have downward, we have at 0, negative 1, at 1, 0. That's going upward. This should be 7 minus 4, that is at 0, 3. Then going to the left, we have at negative 1 and 0. Going down, we have at 0, negative 1. Going to the left, that will now become negative 3 and 0. For at, we'll be subtracting these values. We have sorry, I clicked control again. Then we have at 0 and 2. Then we have odd, that will be 11 minus 5, that is 6, and 0. Then we have 0, negative 1. Sorry for my typo error. At 1 and 0. Oh, sorry. At 1 and 0. Something's wrong with my head. And then at 0 and 3, it's going upward. Then going to the left, we have negative 1 and 0. Going down, we have 0, then negative 1. Did I type? 0, negative 1. Then going to the left, that would be 7 and 0. Then we'll type C. Close. Okay, this is now drawn using the relative coordinate system. Then we will color that one into pink. Oh, I like it. Okay. So this is drawn to absolute. This is drawn to relative. Then, okay, the third coordinate system that I will discuss to you is the polar coordinate system. We say polar, that pertains to our angles. Okay, pertaining to the direction and placement of our object. So when you make an object, you should always take note that we'll start with a drawing command. So we have here light. Okay. We'll specify our first point. So our first point, there are two ways. You should click at the drawing area or you will type an absolute coordinate. So in this case, let's try to type 4, 30. Okay. So for comparison, we'll place it above here so we can easily compare our objects being drawn by different commands. So for polar, you need to have the distance. You need to put the at symbol, the distance, meaning the distance from your first point to the second point. Then there is this less than symbol. Then you have the angle. Okay, so let's do it. So the distance from, let's start again here in this portion. The distance from 4 units to 11, we'll subtract our x values. We have 11 minus 4, that will be 7. So should put the at symbol first, at, then type 7. So you should always take note that our reference angle is at positive x-axis here. Okay, if we're going to the right, that is positive x-axis, that would be our reference point, that is 0 degrees. So just type 0, enter. Then our next line that is going down. So at the distance from this point to this point is 1 minus 0, that is 1, less than. Here at this point, we have 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270, then 360. Since it is going down, we have 270 degrees. What happened with my keyboard? So that we add 1 less than 270. Okay, so take note that I am moving in a counterclockwise direction. So I'm starting at 0, then 90, 180, 270 here. Another way also is you can use the clockwise direction, but you should use the negative value. So let's try to undo. So we have at 1, let's try to use negative 90. Sorry, that is at 1, then we have negative 90. I'm sorry, I am using my laptop. I have a hard time with the keys. Okay, so I still make this line here. So one way is 1 less than 270. Okay, 1 unit at 270 degrees, or I can do it by 1 unit at negative 90 degrees. It's up to you. Okay, so I am more comfortable with the positive values. So I'll just use the positive, that will be at 1 less than, that is 0 degrees. Then that will be 3. 3 minus 0, that is 3. 3 less than, going up, that is 90 degrees. And at 1, then going to the left, that is 180 degrees. And at 1, going down, that is 270. Then there are 11 minus 5, 6 units to the left. That would be 6 less than, that is 180 degrees there. And we have 5 minus 3, that is 5 minus 2, I mean, that is 3 less than 90. And then 5 minus 5, 0, 8 minus 5, then that will be at 3 less than 0 degrees. And then still at 1, then 270 at 1 less than 0, at 3 less than 90, at 1 we have 180, at 1 270 degrees, at 3 that is 180. Oh, there's another way for you to do this. Okay, actually you can turn on this polar tracking, but you should set your grid settings into the snap setting, that is the spacing here. We should set it 1 because our interval is by 1 unit. 1, 2, okay, okay, to 11 there is 1 interval, 5, 6, okay, there is 1 interval, so just use 1, okay. Okay, when you turn on this setting here, your polar tracking is turned on also. Okay, you need not to type the at and the angle symbol. You just bring your mouse, okay, to the point where you want it to be, because when I set this snap setting, it will direct you to the point, absolute points. We have here at this point, it is 1 unit, 2 units. It will not count 2.1, 2.2 because we set our units into 1 unit interval. So in this case, typing at symbol and angle symbol would take time. So I think it's easier if you turn on the polar tracking mode, then you just click. So the next point we have 8 minus 6, that is 2. Just click. And then 11 minus 5, that is 6. So this should be 6. 0 degrees. Then going down, that is 1. Then we have 270 degrees. Here we have 1. And by the way, another way for your objects to move in straight directions is you turn on this ortho mode. Okay, so it will give you straight, it will give you inclined directions. Then we have here 3 and 90 degrees. Then we have 1 at 180, 1 at 270, then we have 7 at 180, and then here, close. Then don't forget to escape because we're done. Okay, so this is drawn through our polar. coordinate system. Then we'll color that one. Okay. When I highlight, it is selected. So that means selection. We'll color that one into green. Okay, so this is done to color coordinate. So I think there is now a hint for you which coordinate system is easier. Okay, and one last method is by direct distance in entry. For me, this is the easiest method because I need not to input coordinates. Inputting coordinates would be timely, or it's up to you actually. Okay, so direct distance entry is an AutoCAD input technique that is using your mouse. Okay, your mouse direction. It depends on your mouse direction and the distance. So let's do it. So for direct distance entry, we'll first activate line command. It's like what we've done with the absolute coordinate or with polar tracking, the distance of with the polar tracking. But here we just need our mouse and make sure that our ortho mode is on. So let's start line. Okay, we'll start here. I click here at this point. I did not input a coordinates, so it's up to you. I think it is placed exactly at the point where I want it. Then going to the right, that should be 7. Enter. I move my mouse. Then going down, that is 1. Going to the right, 1. Going up, 3. Going to the left, 1. Going down, 1. Going to the left, 6. Going up, 3. Going to the right, 3. Going down, 1. Going to the right, 1. Going up again, 3. Going to the left, 1. Going down, 1. Going to the left, 3. Going up, 2. Okay, we have 6. Going down, 1. 1. Going up, 3. Left, 1. Down, 1. And going to the right, that would be 7. Then type C for close. There. Eh, So there are now 4 E's drawn in different methods. So I hope you guys now can conclude which method is easier. You can choose which method is easier actually. Then in our next laboratory plates, I will not require you to do the 4 methods. Okay, it's up to you to choose which you felt you are comfortable with. Okay, so thank you for watching. God bless you.